thought I would do a bit of a walk around and fill you in on the Landspeed Bsa B33. It's a 500 single, built in 1948 from what I can gather. So basically I bought this bike and a heap of other spare bikes. I think it was about 3 or 4 all up back in 2012. This one is a bit of a Bsa in a way. It originally started as an M20 which I built. Used to ride around daily to and from work when I lived back in Newcastle. Then fast forward a few years, ended up doing a piston, and I was halfway through building the B33 motor for one of the other bikes, so I just decided to swap that straight into the frame and so I could keep that bike on the road. Then from there I had a few issues with the B33 motor, so I just sat off to the sidelines for a while until I had time to get around to it again. So from there, I think it was 2020, we did a bike display in Adelaide at the Beer and Barbecue Festival, and we were approached by Prancing Pony, which is a local brewer down here in Adelaide, and they were right into their Landspeed stuff. Corinna, one of the owners, she's got a Royal Enfield 500, one of the new ones, which she currently holds a record for her class. And Frank, the other owner, he's got a Gairdner 750, which he's still trying to get his record that he's chasing. In 2020 we did okay. We literally bolted the bike together and got it running within a week. Once we got up there, we didn't have any spares, like any main jets or anything like that, so we wandered around the pits, and luckily we found a bloke who had some jets, so we were able to dial it in a bit better. From there, Matt, the other Matt, who's part of, who I work with, he set a record of 64 mile an hour after we got the thing running right. I think the best speed he got was 67, which wasn't too bad once we got back down here and realised what setup was actually in the engine, which we were running scrambler cams. So you know, not much lift and not much duration, which didn't help things, and also standard bore with a flat top piston, so it wasn't even a high comp or anything like that. So from there, I've managed to fully strip the motor. I ended up buying a heap of parts off of a guy in Newcastle who used to race B33s and B31s back in the day, and he had a set of cams that he got custom made, and by the look of things they were used, from what he was saying, he used to race a lot down at Bathurst, so I'd say the setup was more for that Conrod straight, so the cam's got a good lift and plenty of duration, so we should be able to get a bit more power out of it. Along with that, we got obviously a high dome piston, so got a bit more compression. I've ported the head as big as I can take it, running a 32mm carb as opposed to the original 30mm that we had on it when we took it to the salt last time. Bigger valves. I've gone physically as big as I can fit in the actual head. No idea what they're out of, but they fit. So yeah, hopefully it gives me power, and also ported the exhaust and got a 50mm or 2-inch exhaust, which I've made to suit. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. I'll just do a quick walk around of the bike and show you where we're at. I haven't quite finished it yet. We've still got about 8 weeks to go, which some would say is plenty of time, but in between other jobs and actual work, it's really not much time at all. So yeah, I'll give you a quick walk around and show you where it's at, and all the things. Hopefully I've got some photos somewhere of how it originally was and how it looks how it looked last time we took the salt and compared to now, as a bit of comparison, which I can work out how to edit into the video. So yeah, here we go. Well, the most obvious difference this year is we're actually running a fairing. Last year we just had a bit of steel that was roughly shaped like a bit of a scoop for to get us into the streamline or the semi or partial streamline category. Just going through, obviously got a brand new throttle, got to get some grip yet, different handlebars. We fabbed this tank from a CZ 175 fuel tank, because yeah, the original's a bit fatter. You'll probably notice it once I walk around to the back of the bike. You'll see how narrow the actual fuel tank is now. So yeah, this is the 32mm carby which I'm running. Also lengthened the inlet to see if we can get a bit more torque down low, just to pull us up through when we shift gears back into the high revs again. Yeah, got a velocity stack on it, which was on there last year. We've made a custom oil tank now. We just were running the original last year, so this is carrying just a little bit more oil, hopefully help cool it down a bit. Down here we've got this rather bodgy looking setup, but hopefully I'll have a bit of time to make it a bit prettier and a bit less wobbly, because at the moment she's a bit average, but still selects gears, so it does its job. There's a 50mm exhaust, yeah, which runs up obviously through there. Obviously I might have to make a bit of clearance for the fairing, or modify the fairing maybe. And yeah, just running pretty standard tyres. Yeah, as I said, it's pretty narrow all up, it's not a very wide bike. Obviously the other thing we've changed too is the position of the foot pegs. So originally the foot pegs sat around here somewhere where that hole is, or below it, just in there, which so pretty mid-set and not ideal for streamlining. So managed to take the foot pegs back to here, which is 600 from the rear axle, which is as far back as we can put them before we break the rules. Up here I've gone with all braided lines from Speedflow. At the moment I'm mucking around with this fuel tap setup, because yeah, we've got to, if we run in the fuel class, got to be able to turn it off from the handlebars, so might just drill some holes in the actual taps, make another mounting plate so you can run a bit of cable, and then just have a lever up on the bars which we pull in and shut off the fuel. So I've hidden, if you can see just up in there, I've run, that's where the actual fuel will come from. There's one either side, so hence why we've got two fuel taps. Yeah, this wiring is just to do with the kill switch. Yeah, so yeah, obviously we've deleted the dynamo and just running the Maggie. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Still running the standard front wheels, standard brakes. Obviously cut down the guard last time, but overall that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll kick her over for you now and you can have a listen.